Heavy cruiser Takao. Takao was the flagship of the Takao-class heavy cruisers in World War II for the Imperial Japanese Navy. As the largest cruisers in the Japanese fleet, they were designed for a versatile, long-range strike force. Takao's sister ships were Takao, Maya, and Shokai. Despite being the sole survivor of her class, Takao was surrendered to British forces in September 1945 at Singapore and later used as a target ship, sinking in 1946. The Takao-class ships, sanctioned in the supplementary fiscal year budget from 1927 to 1931, were named after Mount Takao located outside Kyoto. The Takao-class cruisers were an upgraded version of the Myoko-class design, incorporating lessons from the experimental light cruiser Yubari. These cruisers featured a distinctive profile, with a large, raked main funnel and a smaller, straight second funnel. Addressing issues with the Myoko class, the Takao class had thicker armor, dual-purpose main guns for anti-aircraft use, and relocated torpedo launchers on the upper deck for safety. However, like their predecessors, they were still top-heavy. Displacing 16,875 tons, Takao was 203.8 meters long, with a beam of 20.4 meters and capable of 35.25 knots. Powered by 12 Campon boilers and 4 sets of single-impulse geared turbine engines, they had a heavily armored sidebelt and deck. The main battery comprised 10 20 cm/53rd year type naval guns, the heaviest armament for a heavy cruiser at the time. Secondary armament included 8 dual-purpose guns and 16 torpedoes. Despite being deficient in anti-aircraft capability, Takao underwent multiple modernizations to counter air threats, culminating in a final configuration with improved weaponry and enhanced anti-aircraft protection. Takao, the first ship of its class, was laid down on April 28, 1927, at the Yokosuka Naval Arsenal, launched on May 12, 1930, and commissioned into the Imperial Japanese Navy on May 31, 1932. Despite being the first to begin construction, Takao was completed 2 months earlier. All the Takao-class ships, including Takao, were assigned to the Yokosuka Naval District, forming Sentai 4 of the IJN Second Fleet. They trained as a unit in the 1930s. Takao had various captains during this period, and stability issues due to their top-heavy design became apparent. In response, Takao and Takao underwent rebuilding at the Yokosuka Naval Arsenal between 1938 and 1939, resulting in design improvements such as a reduced bridge size, relocated main mast, and added hull bulges for enhanced stability. Maya and Shokai were not modified as extensively and are sometimes considered a separate class. After the rebuilding, Takao and Takao conducted patrols off the coast of China in 1940 and early 1941. At the time of the Pearl Harbor attack, Takao, under the command of Captain Asakura Bunji, was part of Vice Admiral Nobutake Kondo's Sentai 4. Along with her 3 sister ships, Takao supported the landings at Lingayen Gulf on Luzon in the Philippines. In February 1942, based in Palau, Takao participated in intercepting shipping from the Netherlands East Indies, sinking the Dutch freighter Tarajet and the British minesweeper HMS Scott Harley, and capturing the Dutch freighter Bentoen. On March 1, Takao's floatplane bombed the Dutch freighter Engano, and the next night, Takao and Takao sank the U.S. Navy destroyer Pillsbury. In an attack on a convoy near Chilachap on March 4, the Japanese cruisers, including Takao, sank the Royal Australian Navy sloop HMAS Yarra and 3 ships from the convoy. After these actions, Takao, Maya, and Atago returned to Yokosuka for a refit with additional anti-aircraft guns, arriving on March 18. In April, Takao participated in the unsuccessful pursuit of the Doolittle Raid Task Force. On May 2, Takao played a crucial role in the rescue efforts for the seaplane carrier Mizuho, which had been torpedoed by the U.S. submarine USS Drum Mazaki, rescuing 471 crew members. In June 1942, Takao and Maya supported the invasion of the Aleutian Islands, providing protection for the convoy to Kiska and offering fire support for landings on Attu. In June 1942, Takao and Maya supported the invasion of the Aleutian Islands, providing protection for the convoy to Kiska and offering fire support for landings on Attu. In August 1942, Takao, along with Atago and Maya, participated in Operation Ka, the Japanese reinforcement during the Battle of Guadalcanal. While they did not see combat in the Battle of the Eastern Solomons on August 24, during the Battle of the Santa Cruz Islands on October 26, the cruisers contributed to night combat operations, resulting in the sinking of the abandoned USS Hornet. Subsequently, Takao, along with Kirishima and Atago, attempted to shell the U.S. base at Henderson Field, leading to the naval Battle of Guadalcanal on November 15, 1942. During this battle, Takao, Kirishima, and Atago engaged the American battleships Washington and South Dakota. While Takao escaped unharmed, Kirishima was disabled and sank, and Atago was damaged. Takao retreated to Truk, then returned to Kure Naval Arsenal for repairs in November before going back to Truk by the end of December. In early 1943, Takao played a role in supporting the evacuation of Guadalcanal as part of a Japanese force that included carriers, battleships, heavy cruisers, light cruisers, and destroyers, successfully evacuating 11,700 troops from the island. Operated in the Central Pacific under the command of Inaguchi Toshihara, Takao returned to Yokosuka Naval Arsenal for the installation of additional anti-aircraft guns in July. After further operations in Truk and Rabaul, Takao participated in a sortie with Vice Admiral Jisaburo Ozawa's fleet in response to American carrier aircraft raids in the Gilbert Islands. However, the force failed to make contact with the American striking force. While refueling at Rabaul on November 5, 1943, Takao was attacked by American carrier aircraft, hit by 2 bombs from USS Saratoga's SBD Dauntless dive bombers, resulting in the death of 23 crewmen and damage to her steering. Takao had to return to Yokosuka for dry dock repairs, during which additional anti-aircraft guns and a Type 21 radar were installed. The repairs were completed on January 18, 1944. Takao, assigned to Vice Admiral Ozawa's first mobile fleet based at Palau from March 1, 1944, and stationed at Davao in the southern Philippines from April 1, survived a submarine attack by USS Dace on April 6. During the Battle of the Philippine Sea on June 13, Takao, part of Vice Admiral Takeo Kurita's Mobile Force Vanguard, attempted to engage the American Fifth Fleet off Saipan but suffered losses in the Great Marianas Turkey Shoot. After returning to Kure Naval Arsenal on June 26 for additional anti-aircraft gun installations and a Type 13 air search radar, Takao operated in Singapore and Brunei until mid-October. On October 22, Takao participated in the Battle of Leyte Gulf as part of Admiral Kurita's Center Force. Hit by two torpedoes from USS Darter on October 23, Takao suffered significant damage, but she managed to limp back to Brunei, escorted by destroyers and a torpedo boat. Assessed as unrepairable at Singapore and impossible to tow to Japan, Takao was moored as a floating anti-aircraft battery at Siltar Naval Base, defending alongside the crippled Myoko. The latter had been damaged in the Battle of the Sibuyan Sea and further hit by a submarine-launched torpedo. Takao became the sole surviving ship of her class after Atago and Maya were sunk in the Battle of Leyte Gulf, and Chokai was lost in the battle off Samar. In July 1945, the Royal Navy conducted Operation Struggle to neutralize the Japanese cruisers Takao and Myoko, concerned about their potential interference with Allied forces approaching Singapore. Midget submarines, HMS XE-3 and HMS XE-1, were assigned to attack Takao and Myoko, respectively. Under Lieutenant Ian Edward Fraser, XE-3 successfully maneuvered under Takao, and diver-acting leading seaman James Joseph McGuinness attached limpet mines to Takao's hull, causing a significant explosion and flooding several compartments. Fraser and McGuinness were awarded the Victoria Cross for their actions. Post-war investigation revealed that Takao had a skeleton crew and lacked ammunition for her 8-inch main armament. Siltar Naval Base, where Takao was moored, was surrendered to the British on September 21, 1945. On October 27, 1946, Takao was towed to the Strait of Malacca and sunk as a target ship by the light cruiser HMS Newfoundland on October 29, 1946, at coordinates 03°0505 and 100°4100 E. She was officially removed from the Navy list on May 3, 1947. In the 2023 film Godzilla -1, the ship Takao reappears and is recommissioned to defend Japan against Godzilla. Despite a moderate level of success in its efforts, the ship is ultimately destroyed by Godzilla's powerful atomic breath. Thank you for watching.